It is party time, Mom. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show. Tuesday, Monday's hangover. Let me get settled into this chair a little bit. A lot I want to talk to you about today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. BlazeTV.com/Chad, promo code Chad. You can sign up for an annual subscription, get $10 off. I want to remind everybody also that we do something here on Blaze TV that I don't know any other networks they do. We call it the Power Hour. Stu Does America Power Hour. His Christmas Power Hour is going to be December 17th. He's going to have a live studio audience. You can go on Stu's Facebook. I think they built a Facebook event page. You can RSVP to come right here into the Blaze television studios and be a part of the Power Hour. That doesn't mean you're going to drink every 60 seconds. That's on us. We're the professionals. We're going to drink every 60 seconds. For those of you who don't know, and I believe you do know what Power Hour is, for every 60 seconds of the show, we take a shot of beer. It's fun. Then afterwards, someone is going to have to drive me to Arlington, Texas to go on stage at the Arlington Music Hall to do my live show with my group, the Ragamuffins, for our Christmas special. Chad Prather and Friends, we're going to be there at Arlington Music Hall. That's December 17th, folks. December 19th, going to be in Houston. I think that's Main Street Live. Go check that out. WatchChad.com. This Friday night, the 10th, I'm going to be in Vidor, Texas. That is down in southeast Texas. Down there with all you good old Texas rednecks. We're going to have us a good old time bringing the Ragamuffins with me to that show as well. Go to WatchChad.com. It's where all the fun stuff is. While you're there, pick something up for yourself, maybe for Christmas. The deadline for receiving things for Christmas, it's coming up. I think they're saying December 13th or 14th. You better have your orders in on things, which reminds me, go to shop.blazemedia.com, or you can go to chadonblaze.com. Use promo code CHAD20 for 20% off on all Blaze merchandise, including that lovely Let's Go Brandon sweatshirt that I refuse to wear anymore. I think I'm going to do with that sweatshirt. Do I still have that sweatshirt? Is it still around? Do I have it, Chris? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to power hour that shirt. I think what I need to do, toss it over here. I think I'm going to power hour that shirt. So what I'll do is I'm going to take this thing, cut the sleeves off of it, and get ready to go. Cut the sleeves off this thing. Let's go, Brandon. And that's our Christmas sweater. You can get it at shop.blazemedia.com. And cut the sleeves off this sucker and Larry the Cable Guy this thing. I heard from Larry the Cable Guy the other day. He shot me a text message on Thanksgiving wishing me a good one. And anyway, yeah, we'll just do that. We'll power hour. We're going to get hammered. That's what we're going to do. That's the news, baby. We're going to get hammered. What else? We got all kind of things going on around here. I hope you guys are ready for the holidays. They're coming, whether you're ready for them or not. But, your Christmas, I remind you, is not on a cargo ship off the coast of California in the Pacific Ocean. Christmas is right there in your home. Love the people that you're with. Take care of them. Be nice. Try to be nice. You don't have to bring up all these crazy political conversations when you're with the family or at these Christmas parties. Just enjoy life, folks. Remember life back before the big banking system and big government was a blob that was consuming our lives, and they were telling us how to think through social media and big media, and Big Brother was watching, and they were trying to get us into all these little divisive groups so that we hated each other and that we were constantly divided so they could go out there and pass these huge multi-trillion-dollar infrastructure bills without us even raising so much as a concern about any of it, spending money that's not there and it's not theirs, but they're making sure that the crazy little statistical anomalies of culture are out there getting all the attention, and folks like you and me with traditional values that want government out of our lives, that want to just be left alone, make as much money as we possibly can, give as little of it to the government as we possibly can think of, and just raise our kids without a fear of indoctrination from the educational systems and those crazy camps called public schools, and retire one day with as much money as possible so that we can sit and watch our grandkids play in the front yard while we drink a beer and watch the Texas sunset or wherever you may live, and then just leave that inheritance to our kids and to our children's children and all those great things. Extremist values like that. They don't want you to have those kind of values, folks. They don't want you to be left alone at all. They want to meddle in your business and subjugate your mind into the crazy, weird thinking of 2 + 2 now equals 5 and make you even believe it. So, folks, let's forget Big Brother. Let's turn off those gadgets long enough to spend some time together. The only thing you need to be tuned into, Blaze TV, of course, absolutely. Independent broadcasting where we tell you the truth. And sometimes, if Stuber Gear's involved, we actually get drunk on TV. It's fantastic. The Puppet Master Mark, the perfectionist, is driving us into the nether regions of all these things, insanity. And, of course, Super Mario Chris Cruz is there to take us into Tuesday. I got some compelling things I want to share with you, not the least of which will be my little rant in a little while on something that's very near and dear to my heart. Before we get into that, you ignored my advice. I told you a little while back that thousands of guys trust Keeps for their hair loss prevention. If you'd have trusted me back then, maybe you'd be showing off a thick head of hair, the holiday photos that are coming up this year. Keeps, they offer doctor-recommended, FDA-approved hair treatment. Keeps is a real deal with more 5-star reviews than any of the competitors. And because they're the generic versions of the medication, you pay about half the cost. Best of all, you do everything online. Just answer a few questions. Snap a couple of pictures of your hair, and a licensed doctor will review your info and recommend the right hair loss treatment for you. Then it's shipped to your door. And should you have questions along the way, you can message your Keeps doctor 24/7 and track your progress with Keeps Progress Tracking Tool. So let's get you started with a special discount. Go to keeps.com/loss. They'll give you 50% off your order. That's keeps.com/loss. Keeps.com/loss. Buckle up, folks. We're going to get into it. We'll be right back. So Joe Biden came out last week. He's got a strategy including making insurers reimburse the cost of home coronavirus tests, tightening rules for international travelers. This is all because of this Omicron variant, apparently. It was detected in California. And then there was a second one in Minnesota from a resident who had recently traveled to New York City. So this thing originated, if it started in South Africa and New York City, I don't know how it compares anyway. But apparently geography doesn't matter because you just trust the science. You don't believe in anything like science or biology or anatomy or geography or any of those kind of things out there that have any sense of backing factually. Oh, boy, howdy, Biden. They're reportedly going to extend the transportation-related mask mandate through March 2022. Now, let me ask you a question. Have I been telling you that they're going to continue to just make these draconian measures stronger and stronger? I mean, they're just going to keep enacting these things. They're just going to come up with ways to restrict your movement, restrict your travel. And if you watch these, they have these camps in Australia they're sending people to. And there's actually an Instagram page of these Australians who are taking pictures at the camps. And they're doing it like, it almost looks like Club Med. They're wearing bikinis and they're like good-looking people, right? And they probably have an Australian accent, so I just have to see through the pictures. But it kind of looks like they're on a little resort vacation at these camps. So it's pretty amazing the way they're selling this garbage, and they're selling it hard around the world. But travelers are going to continue to be required to wear masks in various transit-related locations. Yesterday, I was in Fort Worth, Texas, where I live, and the city bus passed by. There was the driver, who was obviously in the front, and as it passed by, there was a passenger in the back. They were both wearing masks. Nobody else on the bus. Just the driver and the person in the very, very back. I feel sorry, quite honestly, Super Mario Chris Cruz. I feel sorry for anybody who has to take public transportation. I've done it. I love that form of autonomy and freedom that I have from just driving myself somewhere. Like I don't want to take a train. I don't want to take a bus. I don't want to take a subway anywhere. I've done it. I've been around the world. I've done it. Many, many places, many, many times. I don't even really like calling the Uber. Obviously, if I'm out and about and I'm drinking, if I've had a few drinks, I'm calling the Uber. I don't drive. But
and Chad, back to your story about Australia. It's a resort that you're not allowed to leave.
Yeah. Ain't that something?
Once you're in there, you cannot leave, which
Yeah.
is very interesting. This is at the Northern Territory in Australia. And one of the researchers here was doing a very extensive research on those bikini girls and the thong girls at this, I call it concentration camp, but they call it, I don't know what it was. It was something camp. Anyways, but the one thing that she pointed out was there was 2 kids that got in trouble, tested negative for the blah blah, were still sent to this camp as a punishment. Not even because they were blah blah or exposed to blah blah, was because they got in trouble, arrested, and sent to this place, even though the test said negative for the blah blah.
Yeah. So if you follow the hashtag Howard Springs, that's what it is, Howard Springs. You can't see that, but you can sort of see right there. These are good-looking people. These are good-looking people. And Tropical Punch Sunday is what it says. Hashtag quarantine, hashtag Darwin, hashtag Howard Springs, hashtag quarantine life. That's what I'm talking about. These are pretty people here. This girl out here in her bikini, her little. Look, there's some boys there too. There's boys club.
And look where we are right now, Chad. In 2021, and that isn't that the definition of this generation, my generation, is I'm here stuck I will call it concentration camp. I'm just going to take pictures and how about you just stand up and leave?
Yeah. So my friend, he and his girlfriend, we were all down in Mexico. You have to take the positive or the negative test in order to get on a plane and leave. Tested positive, no symptoms, but they put him in another part of the resort with an armed guard. They put him in, so they had to stay there extra couple of days. I said, "This is Mexico, bro. You just a couple $100, you can get out of anything." Trust me, you can go. But I mean, there they are. I mean, when you find objects that people have made in quarantine, this girl's just out there working out. It's a little video. She's got heavy stuff to lift there. She's doing her little deadlifts. Look at that. Just making the most out of her quarantine right there. This is the kind of stuff, they're trying to justify this. At the break, Chris, I want to send you a video that I want to try to pull. I just thought about it. That is cringe-worthy to the nth degree of how hard they're pushing the blah, blah. But so, it starts with things like transportation. They're going to shut down they want to shut down your movements. They really do. They want to make sure that this thing isn't spreading around, so they're going to close down travel. Hey, I'm good with it, man. I'm good with it. Yeah, I don't have any. I've traveled for a living, 200,000 miles a year in the air. I've done on a regular basis. I'm okay without it.
And how many this year?
Let me look it up. Actually, let's get into the world of Chad. This is 2021. Let me pull up my airline app here. I have traveled a whopping 39,130 miles. Still a lot. Look, I mean, by a lot of people's standards, still a lot. I've traveled 40,000 miles this year in the air. So normally I'm over 200,000 a year. So I really, I was in Corpus Christi yesterday, and they asked me, they said, "Do you want to fly?" I said, "Nope, I do not." Now, Corpus Christi, from where we're sitting right here, is about a 6.5 hour, almost 7 hour drive. It's a long way. Texas is a big state. I said, no, I don't want to. You know why? Because I refuse to continue giving in to these mandates. I'm not going to deal with these draconian measures. I will drive through the night, and when I get where I'm going, I'll take my Alpha Elite Performance.com sleep stuff, my GBNT, Green Beret nappy time. I turn on my Shut Eye app. You familiar with that? I love Shut Eye. Shut Eye will play what you can pick like hundreds of little soothing sounds to go to sleep to. Everything from music to the rain. I went to bed last night to a thunderstorm. It almost felt like I was at Howard Springs with the pretty people in quarantine. I played my little thing, and I got 8 hours sleep, 8 hours and 15 minutes. It'll even record when you snore, and it'll tell you what time of the night you were snoring, Mark. This is intense. So you know what? They're listening, but they're already listening. I might as well know how much sleep I'm getting. But I took my Alpha Elite. my nappy time, out of 8 hours of sleep, I had 4.5 hours of deep sleep. You can't beat that. Deep REM sleep. That's why I'm refreshed. But no, I didn't get on an airplane. I drove. I drove 7 hours down. I drove 7 hours back. You know why? Because I'm not going to put up with it. I'm just not going to do it. I don't want to. That's why if I've got to go a long way, hey, we'll pay the money. If I'm taking the crew, we'll factor in to the bus. A lot of people, they don't want to come to shows anymore, having a hard time selling tickets in different places because nobody wants to leave the house. Nobody wants to promote anything. WatchChad.com is where all the fun stuff is. Come see us at a show. Come hang out. But I'm just not going to do it, man. Chris, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being told what to do. Like if you said, hey, maybe this is a good idea, maybe you should try this, I might look at it. But when I'm being told what to do, I'm just enough of a jackass, stubborn jackass that I'm just kind of become immovable in that regard. And it's getting worse the older I get, quite honestly. Quite honestly. It's getting worse. Because this is the world. If you go out into the world, this is what you get. I'm going to show you right here. There's a professor, Fordham University. As you know, that's New York City. It's a Jesuit college, private school. He accidentally called 2 black students by the wrong name. He was teaching a Composition 2 class. This was September 24th. Christopher Trogan, he's the now former English lecturer at the school, accidentally called 2 students by the wrong name. Didn't we make jokes about this like Key and Peele? Oh, you done messed up now, A.A. Ron, where he couldn't get the names right? But students said they were offended that he confused their names and alleged that he did so because they're black. Now, this is an English composition professor at Fordham University in New York City. Do you really think he was targeting them? I mean, really? I mean, these lefty progressive professors that are out there, do you really believe that he was just so racist that he started targeting these 2 black individuals? He sent the entire class, this professor, an email apologizing for the innocent mistake. Said he suffered a confused brain, quote unquote, because the 2 students whose names he confused walked into his class late at the same time he was reading the work of another student. They were late to class. But nobody's offended by that, though, right? Tardy. Be on time all the time, except some of the time, then be ahead of time, okay? Then you won't get your names confused, and you won't be victimized by a professor at Fordham University. Easily avoidable. The offended student assumed my mistake was because I confused that student with another black student. I've done my best. I mean, right, this is the whole, you think we all look alike argument, right? That's what this is. Yeah. Human error. That's what it is, folks. Got nothing to do with race. That's the whole deal. But they let him go. They let him go. I mean, my gosh, that's why I give everybody a nickname, right? Like, even if I meet people, even if I never use that name in public or out loud, I still give them a nickname. That's why when I see people at events, they'll be like, holy crap, you remembered my name. How do you do that? Oh, I got a way. I've got a way. So anyway, there it is. Everything is racist, A.A. Ron. My God. I want to find this before we do. Does it ever say what their names are in this article? I don't think it does. Yeah, I can't say it, can you? This is a perfect example of the inability to just freaking get over yourself. I bet they were wearing, I would like to know, Chris, if they were wearing masks. They came in late. This is New York City, Fordham University. This is a college campus. I want to bet they were wearing masks. Because believe it or not, it might not be easy to recognize someone and call them by the right name if their face is masked. So let's just think through this thing for a second, okay? Because, again, why does this matter? Because, again, they're trying to subvert the dominant paradigm. They want to make sure that your confusion or your mistakes are really a mask, to use the pun, for racism. It shows the hate, the detrimental hate that's in your heart. You can't make a mistake. A slip of the lip gets you hung by the tongue. You lose your job. You lose your tenure. You lose your ability for livelihood and to take care of your family, all because you confused a name. Because let's face it, your confusion, your mistake, your error, at the end of the day, really is just another way of saying you're a racist bigot.
Chad, if I take you to the last two sentences of the first page of the story, Chantel Sims, one of the students whose name was mixed up, told the Observer that she and her classmate were not upset about the mix-up, but was Trojan's defense against their accusation of racism that upset them.
Say the last part again.
The accusations of racism, that's what upset them. His defense. So
okay. The plot
the defense
thickens.
Yes.
Oh, so the fact that he brought it up. Wow. Yeah, so my thing is, how did he know he did anything wrong in the first place by getting rid of the name? I mean, by messing up the name. If they weren't bothered by it. That's the question I have. They were bothered by the name. The name mix-up. What did I do with my pages up here?
What's funny is, according to the classmates, in the email, he said he messed up the names because they're black.
Oh.
So that's what their two Chantel Sims and her friends are upset, was not because you messed up Chantel and Shaniqua, was because you said the reason why you messed up is because they're black.
I like when I'm looking at this monitor and I can see you guys over there. I like when you start saying certain things, Mark leans further away from you because he doesn't want to be associated with any of your bullshit. He doesn't want to be guilty by association. So okay. So he said because they're black. Now, let me ask you a question. They were indeed black, right? By all inferences, they were black.
Yes. Chantel Sims is the only name that is named on the story. The Shaniqua, that's just me being me.
That's just you being you. Oh, trust me, I picked up on that. But okay. All right. Well, good luck finding a job, buddy. Anyway, there it is. Oh, TAC Pack. Let's talk about TAC Pack. Premier monthly subscription box for military, tactical prepper, and Second Amendment enthusiasts. You got those attacks on the Second Amendment right now. It's more important than ever to get equipped with TAC Pack. $49.95 a month. You'll get at least $100 worth of gear from a lot of different companies. 511, Sons of Liberty Gunworks, Mission First Tactical Armor Spec. You're going to get your AR-15 parts and accessories. So if you're doing your build, you're going to get those parts. Everyday carry tools, knives, gear to keep you prepared for when the poo hits the fan. And when the holidays are right around the corner like they are, TAC Pack makes a perfect gift. November's got that, or December's got that machined AR parts stuff, the tools and more. It's got a whopping value of over $100. If you're really hardcore, sign up for TAC Pack Plus, which is a value of $245 for the for the December pack. Go to tacpack.com. Use promo code CHAD. I spell it Chad. You'll get a free extra bag of tactical goodies shipped out with your first pack. They're flying off the shelves, so get them before they sell out. TAC Pack, tacpack.com. Promo code Chad. That's tacpack.com. Promo code Chad. We'll be right back, Chantel. All right, let's get into it. Last week I alluded to this, and I also wrote an article about it for chadprather.com, but let's talk about it a little bit more in depth. If you're like me, when somebody mentions the country of Germany, you immediately think, oh, yeah, Germany, the land of 1,000 good decisions. Or conversely, you might think about all that crazy crap that's come out of that place over the past century or so, with a couple of distinctive events coming first to mind. Well, I don't know if you know this or not, but these days it's actually legal in Germany to commit suicide with the assistance of a doctor. Yeah, along with all of its delightful high-octane adult beverages, offing yourself by proxy is on tap in the land of Wiener Schnitzel and sauerkraut. But here's the new catch. You've got to get the old blah blah before you can do it. Now, the first time I heard of this, I thought, what a great headline from The Onion or Babylon Bee. But it's not satire. It's real. You've got to get the jab before you intentionally shuffle off your mortal coil, presumably, so you don't infect Kevorkian Jr. over there while you're at it. After all, If the kill doctor is in the hospital himself, who's going to do all the state-sanctioned murdering? Nevertheless, I find myself wondering what the hell is wrong with these people. In fact, what the hell is wrong with society in general? Because you know that as soon as this story broke, a whole bunch of leftists saw it and thought it was a good idea. Okay, let's leave aside for the moment the fact that doctor-assisted suicide is, in and of itself, a very troubling issue that probably shouldn't exist in the first place, because of the whole do no harm thing. Let us just, for the moment, proceed upon the plank of reason that says that euthanasia is a societally permissible or even a good thing. Think about what you're doing. One, by giving the blah blah to someone who wants to check out early, you're taking away a blah blah from someone who's going to go on living. Two, you're probably taking away from that doctor's livelihood because now none of the anti-blah blah folks are going to be able to kill themselves anymore. These poor bastards are going to have to go jump out a window like the chumps do or something. Not to mention, a bunch of people who will get the jab will have to have a week or so for it to set into their system, and during that time, they might rethink their decision to kill themselves. And there you have it. The euthanasia doctor ends up going out of business, which ruins his life to the point that he kills himself. And then you lose the ground you were trying to gain in the first place. If all of this seems kind of silly, just a little wonky, a bit like somebody took a few knocks to the head with a baseball bat, that's because it is. It is stupid. Germany, get your act together. Back in the day, if you didn't want to get close to the fella you were going to kill, you just followed him out back with a pistol and a shovel and took care of business. You telling me the death doctors can't do that these days? Or, I don't know, that your guy who wants to unplug from it all can't just wear a damn mask long enough for you to get the deed done? Man, it's disappointing. I'm disappointed in you, Germany. Some countries have suicide bombers. Germany, you just have suicide bombers. The point, folks, is simply this: everything is stupid these days, so let's keep fighting not only for freedom in this country and in the world, but also for a return to common sense. I can't live with all the stupidity, but I ain't going to die in Germany either because I ain't getting a damn blah blah. True story, folks. Here's another true story talking about death, and this is a sad, sad fact. 2021 has now seen the most police officers shot and killed in U.S. history, according to the Fraternal Order of Police. So the Fraternal Order of Police, that's the oldest and largest police union in the United States. It says the bloodiest year in history. The scary thing, a disturbing trend, is that there were reportedly 95 ambush-style attacks thus far in 21. That's a 126% increase compared to 2020. Man, I tell you what, the men and women that put on a badge and kiss their families goodbye with just the prayers that they get to come home after a shift. God bless you. God bless you. You've heard me say it a million times. Million times. That, I know there's bad cops out there, but there's bad sex too, and I don't turn that down. Thank God for the men and women of law enforcement. But let me tell you what you're going to have. You don't like police now. You keep running the good people out of that job by attacking them, defunding them, ambushing them, murdering them, and nobody's going to want to do that job. And the people who do don't have the right to have that badge on. They don't need to be carrying a gun. You just think you've seen police brutality. But see, they want to drive the good men and women of the police force out, and that's why stuff like this is on the rise. They're on pace to see the highest number of officers shot in the line of duty in 1 year ever recorded. Already had more officers killed in the line of duty by gunfire so far this year than any other. Still 1 month left, of course. National Fraternal Order of Police called on Congress to pass the Protect and Serve Act. That legislation was reintroduced by 17 Republican lawmakers in March that would create federal penalties for individuals who deliberately target local, state, or federal law enforcement officers with violence. And I can hear the progressives right now. Yeah, well, what about the Capitol Police on January 6th? Well, they shot a woman who was climbing through a window. She was unarmed. So let's call that what it is. I know people who were there on January 6th. I wasn't there. So if you've got me on the list, it's pointless. I've seen the videos of the police beating the shit out of some of these people. And I have friends who had the shit beaten out of them. One of my good friends, Mark Middleton, and his wife, had the crap beaten out of them while they were praying. on the Capitol grounds. True story. But so just ease up on all the, this. I get it. Nobody's after cops. Sometimes cops do the wrong thing. Sometimes they abuse their authority. They do. But whether they do or not, whether they're good cops, bad cops, whatever, because some guy was mean to you and didn't let you off the hook in some deal, because he was a little overbearing with his authority, you don't want the guy or the gal to be ambushed and shot to death by some scumbag. But we have basically criminalized police. It's a principle in life. You want to have authority, you got to be under authority. We need police officers that have authority to be under authority. And that way you actually have accountability there of that authority, and the job is done right. You want to incentivize the reason to do the job right. We need to pay police officers more, and it needs to be a harder job to get. But it shouldn't be a death sentence by putting a badge on and going out there and trying to protect and serve your community. And I know I've got my libertarian friends out there who, they don't like police, they don't like the military, they don't like anything, but they also don't wish them harm. That's our point. That's what we're up against, folks. It's a crazy world we're living in. You can't even kill yourself in Germany. And then the people here are getting shot just for wearing a uniform. It's a weird world, man. Weird world. I mean, imagine that. Germany has gotten to the place where you can't even die there. I mean, a lot of people died in Germany in the last century. Can't even get killed there anymore. Everybody should move to Germany. Oh my gosh. It just makes me wish I was calling somebody by the wrong name. What a job I have. Get to point out this insanity. You got your homeowner's insurance. You got it for a good reason. It's there to protect you. You got a fire, flood, burglary. It could destroy you financially, but there's another major crime your homeowner's policy doesn't cover. You've heard me talk about it many, many times. I want you to do something about it. Home title fraud. The FBI calls title fraud one of the fastest growing crimes. It can ruin you financially. You need to get home title locked. Title fraud happens when a criminal forges your signature on documents stating that you sold your home to him. Then he takes out loans against your home, leaves you with the payments. You'll spend a fortune in legal fees trying to prove you didn't commit fraud. You may even lose your home. Home Title Lock puts a barrier around your home's title. The instant they detect anyone from a cyber thief to a renter to a relative trying to forge their way onto your home's title, they help shut it down. Go to HomeTitleLock.com and register to see if your address has already been made a victim to this crime. Enter the code RADIO. They'll give you 30 free days of protection. That's code RADIO at HomeTitleLock.com. We'll be right back. I'm loving all of the voters' remorse over Joe Biden that I see on social media day in and day out. It's kind of it's sad that Joe Biden's doing such a garbage job that this has to happen. I never want the pilot to crash the plane. It gives me literally no joy to see an addled brain dementia patient running the free world like we're seeing here. But I ran across this TikTok video last week. You've probably seen it by now. But if you haven't, a little parental discretion advised. But I think you can survive because here's the dude spitting some truth. Play it.
Joe, Jojo, Joseph, you and Candy Corn not president hard enough for me. When y'all was asking for them votes, y'all said y'all gonna be president hard as f***. I'm not feeling no president. Y'all must not be signing the right papers, because why gas costs more than my car? I put $10 in here last night. I pulled off my car, start laughing. You need to do something. Dollar Tree is running around telling people ain't shit a dollar, and you worried about estheticians on Cash App. This don't make no sense to me, JoJo. Every time we tell y'all rent too high, it get higher. Who the f*** is in charge? Are you not reading the room? Send the stimulators. I got charged $18 for 10 wings last night, boy. If you don't f***ing do something this week.
You worried about estheticians on Cash App? Boy, you ain't reading the room. All right. I mean, he ain't wrong. I tweeted last week. I said, listen, Family Dollar's done become, Dollar General's done become Family Dollar. I said, you got to admit, you had more money under Trump. You had more money. My business did better under Trump. And listen, it wasn't because, I've made the argument forever that business-wise, I would have done better overall if Hillary Clinton had been president, not Donald Trump, unless she would have crashed the economy. But I would have done better. Like, I wouldn't have had all of the censorship and the squeezing of social media, all of that stuff. Because of Trump, my websites, the traffic went way down. I can't push anything. There's millions of people out there who have forgotten who I am. And some of you say, thank God, whatever. They've forgotten who I am because they just think I just quit. I don't exist anymore because they can't see my stuff. Hundreds of millions of people used to watch the stuff that I do. Not anymore. We got to beg people to go visit things because they're not gonna see it. Not going to see it. I'd have done better. Trump came along. We did good because it was a good economy. This clown needs to be living proof that woke progressive ideologies being made into policies are not going to lead to success and is not going to lead to the enrichment of your life. It's just not going to happen. And so head on over to Georgia. We discovered last week that Democrat Stacey Abrams announces another bid for the Georgia governorship. Says she's running for governor because opportunity in our state shouldn't be determined by zip code, background, and blah, blah, blah. There it is. I mean, she's... woo. I mean, there's a lot of things I could say about Stacey, but... You do not want that human being running your state. You don't. Because that again, that's just another reiteration of the squad. All right?
And Chad, I thought
now again, she claims she won the last election. So apparently she's running for re-election.
Exactly. I thought she already won. Didn't she go to Virginia and tell them that she won? And then she went to Florida and told them that she won?
Yeah.
So she's running for re-election.
So we'll see what happens in the primary. Brian Kemp's done a crappy job in Georgia, in my opinion. He started out so well, too. I supported him. I was there with him. Used to promote the hell out of him.
Yeah, he was on the network when he was running, and the network helped him too.
Yeah, we helped him, dude. I mean, I could call him right now. I got his number right here on my cell phone.
Me too.
I could call him up. He'd answer, too. Sorry, Brian. We'll see. Going to be a primary race between him and Vernon Jones.
What do you think about...
Me and Vernon used to run now. We used to run the streets together.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, me and Vernon used to hang.
What?
Yeah, we dated best friends.
What?
Long time ago. Yeah.
What do you think about this whole thing of Trump saying that he will back up whoever,
Republican incumbent.
Yeah.
He doesn't like Kemp.
No, he does not.
He doesn't like Kemp. That's why Trump endorsed Greg Abbott here in Texas, because he's got a policy of endorsing whoever the Republican incumbent is. It's a bad policy. You don't drain the swamp that way. That's for sure. Don't do it. But he's not going to back Kemp. Just can't see that happening. I think he'll back Vernon. We'll see. Me and Vernon we got some stories to tell. We saw each other at CPAC. We talk every now and then. We saw each other at CPAC, and we just kind of made eyes at each other and said, Vernon's a good dude. Anyway, so we'll see what happens with that. Could be Vernon Jones versus Stacey Abrams. I think Vernon takes her. If that's the case. Anyway. And then, of course, this shooting, this Michigan teen school, the killing suspect is charged with terrorism. Parents could also face some charges. Shocking, chilling, scary. It's a scary deal, man. Get your kids out of public schools. Get them out. Good friend of mine sent me a message the other day, and she's like, because she got mad at me because I said that sending your kids to public schools is child abuse. A lot of people got mad at me for that. But again, why are you going to subject them to the potential of this kind of nonsense? Hey, it's not that we need to get rid of guns. Facebook wants to censor all this stuff, guns and stuff. Why don't you start censoring these jackasses kids out here who are getting online on your sites telling people they're going to shoot up their schools? Censor that stuff. And my God, learn how to parent. Crying out loud. Obviously, mental illness runs in the family. Give me a TikTok real quick.
One of my students asked me why every conversation in class devolves into me ranting about capitalism. It's because I'm the teacher that your parents warned you about. I'm the professor that's going to turn your kids leftist. Welcome.
Yeah. Boy, that goes right hand in hand with what I just said, ain't it? You know what's funny is those pretty tattoos she's got on her body. And, obviously, I got some ink, right? I got some ink. I have never met a socialist tattoo artist. Ever. She got a lot of ink right there. You know what she did? She utilized capitalism to get that neck tattoo. And look at my ink right there. Bam. I ain't never met a tattoo artist. Look at that. Bam. I look good, boy. Look at that. Golly. Get that paper out of my way. Boy, look at that stuff. People are like, oh, I can't believe you put a. Look at that. Look at that. That's what happens. Start putting a bumper sticker on a Ferrari. What I'm talking about. I've never met a tattoo artist that wasn't a capitalist right there. But you know what? They're out there. These folks, these teachers, these indoctrination centers. They exist, built on the Deweyan man system of socialism and humanism that elevates human beings up to deity, so that you bow down at the altar of me, myself, and I, and selfishly churn out little Marxist communists, send them off to these re-education camps called the universities and colleges, where they graduate with a degree in undecided, and they go on to be full-blown communists, pushing their ideologies while benefiting from a capitalistic society. So, folks, I want you to go get you a new tattoo, and tip your tattoo artist when they do a good job on there. And just remember, folks, these are the people I'm warning you about. Get your kids out of these public indoctrination centers we call the public education system. Y'all hang tight. We'll be right back. Hey, thanks for watching. I want to encourage you guys to go to blazetv.com/Chad. Use promo code Chad. Sign up for an annual subscription. $10 off with that promo code. And don't forget Stu's Power Hour. You can go to the Facebook page. I've shared it a couple of times in different places. Go to the Facebook page on Stu's page, actually, and join us, RSVP, for being a part of the studio audience. I don't think they're going to let you drink. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's BYOB. Anything goes around Blaze Studios. I mean, I'm high as a kite right now. Check it out and hang out with us. It's going to be fun. Don't forget, go to watchchad.com. That's where all the fun stuff is. And go to where podcasts are offers. Leave us a 5-star review. That's what we 5-star rating. That's what we deserve in a review. From Kings, good show. Keep up the good work, man. I will. That's exactly what we plan on doing, is keeping up the good work. If you'll just keep telling people about it. Listen, folks out there, they got telethons, telephones, and television. Well, I guess we do have all those things. But we grow by tell-a-person. That's what I want you to do. And also visit Prather2022.com. We're making a difference in the state of Texas. We're fighting hard, folks. And remember, primary votes do not split. Do not split the votes in the general election. So you don't have to worry about that. The primary is going to be on March 1st, folks. Get out there, get involved. Prather2022.com. We welcome all donations. And don't forget, we're going to be bouncing around the state of Texas. Find us on watchchad.com. And I hope you guys join us tomorrow night, Wednesday. Until then, be good to each other. We love you. God bless you. Talk to you then. Bye.